So this is an introduction to the well-being. The asana practice is focused on well-being. So we're going to focus on the elements of well-being that we've talked about, as well as you thinking about your experience of well-being and your own sense of the elements of well-being. We've talked about truth, love, and beauty, and we've talked about the way in which those are perfectly expressed in God. And so as we commune with God, we commune with well-being. We are brought into the well-being that is within God. We are brought into God's truth, God's beauty, and God's love. So I'm going to invite you to do this practice in whatever way works for you. You could be seated and just do this on upper body movements, or you can be standing, or you can participate in the full sun salutations that I'm going to do as well. So, but before we begin, I want to show you the hand motions or the mudras that I'm suggesting for truth, love, and beauty. So for truth, I'm going to invite you to bring your fingers, your hands to the third eye. And bring to mind the chakra, the third eye of insight and wisdom that we get from self-study, we get from the insights of meditation and prayer, the undistorted vision of the way things really are, including ourselves. So as we engage the well-being of truth, the truth of well-being, we will we'll be in a sun salutation mood. So as we exhale, we'll come into our warrior one. And as we exhale, we'll straighten the front leg and then bring our fingers to our third eye, which is the focus of truth. Inhaling, exhaling, may I know truth. And then when we get to love, we're going to bring our arms out and then bring our hands back to our heart. So we'll again be in a warrior. So we'll inhale our arms out, bringing our shoulder blades together, opening up our openness, and exhaling, receiving love, inhaling, and then bringing our hands to our heart chakra. And then for beauty, we're going to use a lotus pose, lotus mudra. So the lotus is a flower that starts underneath in the muck in the evening. And so we're going to fold forward, and we'll bring the muck of the flower up as we come into our mudra. And as we inhale, the sun brings out the blooming and blossoming of the flower. Exhale, coming back into the muck and inhaling the beauty of God. So those are our mudras that we'll be doing for our well-being. So I'm going to invite you to begin. We'll begin either standing or seated. Take a moment. Center yourself. I invite you to bring your attention, maybe you want to bring your hands to Namaste or just wherever your hands are. Take a few moments, maybe make sure all the kinks are out of your body from sitting for a while. When you come to a stillness and you're ready to begin, either soften your eyes, focus, or close your eyes. Bringing to mind, bringing to heart, bringing to spirit, well-being. I invite you to also reflect upon the Maitri practice that we talked about a couple weeks ago. Thinking of it in terms of well-being, shalom. Let's start movement here with our breath. Actually, let's stop the movement. Let's continue with the breath. Inhaling, noticing the breath, feeling the sensations of the inhales and the exhales. Noticing the length of the breath. Perhaps you have an inhale of 4, or a holding of 2, an exhale of 4, holding of 2, whatever is best for you right now. invite you to either silently or aloud chant Om Shalom Om Om Shalom Om Om Shalom Om Om Shalom Om. Start to bring movements with our breath. Inhaling. Om Shalom. Continuing to let our arms come out wider, feeling the shoulder blades come together. Exhaling. Maybe the arms come all the way up toward the sky. Oh, maybe even come up to your tippy toes if you'd like. And exhale, hands come back down. One more time, reaching up. And exhale, hands come down in front of the heart. Bring your intention into your mind, into your heart of well-being. May I be well. May I know the root of well-being. May I participate in the well-being of God. And begin with a couple more warm-up movements. Maybe make sure your hips are warmed up. In, exhaling, bringing your knee into the chest. Exhale, bringing the other knee into the chest. Maybe we'll do that one more time. In, exhaling, exhaling. And then we'll take our left hand, put it on our left side of the face. Let the left ear come down. Feel maybe a stretch on the right side of your neck. Maybe the right arm comes out. Slowly move your head back to center. And we'll go the other side. Exhaling. Inhaling, bringing your left arm out. Perhaps that intensifies the stretch in your neck. Turning your head and maybe rotating your shoulders. We'll begin with a couple of sun breaths, and then we'll move into our sun salutations. Inhaling. Perhaps a slight arch in the back. And exhale, bending your knees, folding forward, hands come toward the floor. Inhaling, hands come to your knee and you have a flat back. Exhale, back down. Inhale, slide your hands all the way up, reaching up to the sky. Exhaling, back down, bending your knees. And one more. Inhaling and exhaling. Flat back. Exhaling. And inhale. Perhaps come onto your tippy toes. Lifting up. And exhaling back down. So we'll begin with a warm-up sun salutation. We'll do this a little bit slowly. So we'll begin at the top of our mats. Inhaling, lifting the arms up. Upward salute. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, the right leg comes back. Perhaps the right knee comes down to the floor. You keep your leg long. Inhaling. Exhale, hands come to the mat. And you can come into a plank here, or you can do a knee plank. Extra breath here, and then we're going to come down, knees, chest, chin, or if you want to do your chaturanga, feel free to do that. And here we're just going to do a couple of bhujangasanas, will help with our backs. We'll just do 6 inhales, contracting the back, lifting the chest, exhale. Do those in your own breath, your own time. And when you're ready, exhale, come back into down dog. And inhale the right foot forward. Maybe the left knee comes down, maybe it doesn't. And exhale. Feet come together, and we'll do the other side. Exhale. Left leg back. And go through the flow you prefer. This time, if you come to a Bhujangasana, I invite you to stay in the Bhujangasana for 3 to 4 breaths. You can all meet in down dog. And come back. Our left foot forward and exhale back into Tadasana. And we'll begin our sun salutations or our sun breaths with the well-being elements. Take a moment to center yourself. And inhaling, exhaling, fold. Inhale, the right leg comes back. Left knee is bent. Bringing our hands to our third eye. Inhaling. May I know truth. May I know the root of truth. May I participate in God's undistorted truth. Stay here for 2 breaths. Inhaling, exhaling, going through a flow if you'd like, or maybe just coming into down dog and then bringing the other leg forward. Now we'll come into truth on this side. We have a left brain, we have a right brain. We also have a truth for me and a truth for the other, the beloved, good friend. May you know truth. May you know the root of truth. May you participate in God's undistorted truth. May you know the truth of well-being. Stay here for 2 breaths. And return to our forward fold. Coming through an awkward chair. And now we'll come to love. Left leg comes back. Inhaling our arms wide. May I know love. May I experience the root of love. May I participate in the ultimate acceptance of God's love. May I know the well-being of love, of God's love. And stay here for 2 breaths. And go through a flow, or simply change sides, whatever works for your practice today. Now with the left leg forward. May you know love. May you experience the root of love. May you participate in God's ultimate acceptance of you as you are. May you know the well-being of God's love. Breaths here. And returning to our Tadasana. And now beauty. Exhaling. Inhale that right leg back again. We'll come up. This time I'm going to aim this way. You can come this way if you'd like, so you can see. May I know beauty. May I experience the root of beauty. May I participate in God's reconciliation of all things in God. May I know the well-being of God's beauty. Stay here for 2 breaths. And exhaling. Come through flow if you'd like. And here, do the same thing for your beloved friend. May you experience beauty. May you know the root of beauty. May you participate in God's reconciliation of all things. May you know the well-being of God's beauty. We'll stay here for 2 breaths. Bring your legs together. Coming up through an awkward chair. And back down. Maybe your left leg back again. This time we're going to do 2 of each, and we'll wish for the other. May the other know truth. May the other experience God's undistorted truth. May the other stranger know love. May the stranger experience God's acceptance and love. May the stranger know beauty. May the stranger participate in God's reconciliation of all things in beauty. Going through a flow. And now all. May all know truth. May all participate in the undistorted truth of God's well-being. May all know love, experience love. May all experience God's acceptance and the well-being of God. May all know beauty. May all participate in the reconciliation of all things in God's beauty and well-being. And forward with our legs in a wide-legged forward fold, exhaling down. Let yourself release into this. I invite you to put your hand on the mat and maybe bring your left arm up. And exhaling back down. Inhaling, lifting the right arm up. And exhaling back down. And now walk the feet together. And then slowly come up through an awkward chair. We can come into an awkward prayer and then an awkward twisted prayer or twisted awkward prayer. And inhale, lifting up. I invite you to come into a Tadasana, a stable pose. Perhaps let the palms come out. Notice if there's any sensation or vibration in the palms. Feeling the energy, letting it dissipate, letting it be absorbed. Feeling the well-being of all. Participating in God. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, coming down to the mat or the chair, whatever way works for you. And perhaps a forward fold, maybe feet out, maybe them bent, whatever feels works for you. Then we'll come into a Shavasana. I invite you to stay in this Shavasana for about 5 minutes. Let yourself sink into the mat. Know yourself held on the mat as your exhales
Let your body release more deeply into the mat. You know yourself held in the well-being of God's truth, love, and beauty.